European leaders have voiced relief at Joe Biden's inauguration, hailing a new dawn for Europe and the U.S., but warned that the world has changed after 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency and that transatlantic ties will be different in future. "This new dawn in America is the moment we've been awaiting for so long," Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, told MEPs. Once again, after 4 long years, Europe has a friend in the White House. The head of the EU's executive arm said Biden's swearing-in was a demonstration of the resilience of American democracy, and that the bloc stood ready to reconnect with an old and trusted partner to breathe new life into our cherished alliance. But von der Leyen said relief should not lead to illusion, since while Trump may soon be consigned to history, his followers remain. Charles Michel, the president of the European Council, also said the U.S. had changed. Transatlantic relations had greatly suffered and the world had grown more complex, less stable and less predictable, said Michel, who chairs summits between the EU's 27 heads of state and government. "We have our differences and they will not magically disappear. America seems to have changed, and how it's perceived in Europe and the rest of the world has also changed," he said. "Europeans must take our fate firmly into our own hands." A study this week showed that while many Europeans welcomed Biden's election victory, more people than not felt that after 4 years of Trump the U.S. could not be trusted, and a majority believed Biden would not be able to mend a broken country or reverse its decline on the world stage. The EU has invited Biden to a summit and top-level NATO meeting when he is ready, with Michel calling for a new founding pact to boost multilateral cooperation, combat COVID, tackle climate change and aid economic recovery. The German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, said he was greatly relieved at Biden's inauguration, hailing a good day for democracy. He said democracy under the Trump administration had faced tremendous challenges and endured, and proved strong. Steinmeier said the transfer of power to Biden brought with it the hope that the international community can work together more closely, and he said Germany was looking forward to knowing we once more have the U.S. at our side as an indispensable partner. However, he said that despite the joy of this day, the last 4 years had shown that we must resolutely stand up to polarization, protect and strengthen our democracies, and make policy on the basis of reason and facts. Italy's Prime Minister, Giuseppe Conte, said his country was looking forward to the Biden presidency, with which we will start working immediately. He said the two countries had a strong common agenda, including effective multilateralism, climate change, green and digital transition and social inclusion. The Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, said Biden's victory represented the victory of democracy over the ultra-right and its 3 methods: massive deception, national division, and abuse, sometimes violent, of democratic institutions. 5 years ago, Sanchez said, the world had believed Trump to be a bad joke. But 5 years later we realized he jeopardized nothing less than the world's most powerful democracy. The Portuguese Prime Minister, Antonio Costa, whose country holds the EU's rotating presidency, said it was ready to work with Biden from day one, to strengthen EU-US relations, reaffirm the enduring relevance of NATO and reinforce multilateral responses to climate change, defense of democracy and human rights. The Pope said he was praying that Biden's decisions would be guided by a concern for building a society marked by authentic justice and freedom, and that God would guide the efforts of the new president, who is a Catholic, to foster understanding, reconciliation and peace within the U.S. and among the nations of the world. Britain's Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, who has faced criticism for his close relationship with Trump, said he was looking forward to working closely with Biden, citing a host of policy areas in which he hoped to collaborate. In our fight against COVID and across climate change, defense, security, and in promoting and defending democracy, our goals are the same and our nations will work hand in hand to achieve them, Johnson said in a statement.